Their action front. So, we talked about the tables and the words here. So the missing words, and we have on top. And I want to read this section. What are the missing words? Sometimes when we listen, we're only interested in finding out very specific information, such as a date, a time, a name, or other details. We talked about it. Listening for specific information. Dr. X, whatever, date. How can we prepare? We can try to work out what type of words we're listening for. This will help us find the answer. So when I know what kind of word I'm listening for, I should naturally know, am I listening for the date, time, name of a person, year, and am I listening for an adjective, a noun, or a verb, or an adverb? This happens very quickly. When I look at the gap, I know. For example, Sally listens to her professor very I need what? I need an adverb. Yes? Sally to the park every day. Is a gap. I need a verb. Sally is a girl. Yes? Sally needs a Now, it's not that easy. Everybody would pass if it were like this easy, but it's just an easy example. So by looking at the gaps, I know I need a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. By looking at prepositions and all that, the things around it, or the verbs before that, I would know what form of verb or noun I'm looking for. Is it a gerund? Is it an infinitive? I would know all this because I'm used to this, the language. I know she enjoys swim or swimming. Swimming. So I know I'm looking for, I need to have a gerund there. That's why when I say, mind your spelling and grammar, how do you mind your grammar? This way. You know that in this gap, you need a noun, and the noun is a gerund, for example. Because if it's swim, swimming, is a gerund. You know you need a verb, and the verb should be an infinitive, because the verb before that goes like, he advised him, gap, his doctor, to his doctor, to listen. I can't say he advised him listen his doctor, or he advised him listen to his doctor. Now, we will look at, in grammar, we will look at infinitives or gerunds, and we will look at like different types of verbs that can happen. But today, you need to know, when you fill a gap, always, two things are very important. The grammar and spelling. The grammar and spelling. You know the spelling of the word? Because in IELTS they penalize you for, they give you, it has a penalty. Sometimes the whole mark, sometimes half the mark, like 2 misspellings would cost you 1 full mark. Sometimes 1 full mark for every misspelling, depending on the rubric of the test. And grammar, of course, you'll look at the words around, and you know what the shape of the word or words should be. Now, speaking of guessing, and I want to give you an example here. Look at this table, the yellow one, and you see that Julia confirming dinner on it's a date. Yes?
Yes.
And cost of repairs would be, of course, the cost. Yes? Yeah, like, and then something called, see?
can't get the textbook because it is... Yeah, you need an adjective book because what? Because it's not available, it's expensive. It is what? Dr. Boyd is sold out. Dr. Boyd is ill with noun, and what? You need some kind of a disease, right? New appointment on, you need a date. Sam rang blup blup for Professor Hall on Saturday. Rang means called, right? So, a type of word, and then please ring this number. Here you're... Yes, of course you're waiting for a number.
So, as simple as that. Yeah. Very simple. Plain and simple. Next, the next page you see again. You see that table? You see very easily. It's just again you see adults. It's about the whole. On top the instruction says how many words? No more than
2 words.
No more than 2 words, and or a number. So you have type of ticket, cost, advantage, and requirements, right? The type of ticket is. Now we have adult. Number 1, you need the cost of it. Number 2, you need the advantage. Then you need the requirements. 3, again, you have a gap. Then you have the cost already. So when you have $19 and you have 30% discount, these are keywords, right? That guide you. Then you would know, for example, when the person, now that you have an idea, is it like the first one, type of ticket, adult, cost, advantage, and requirements. It's interesting because look, the cost here. So cost you have number 1, advantage you have number 2, and something that could distract you in IELTS and lose your time is the third box, which is also empty, but there's a number. Now to you this may sound like a no-brainer, like oh, of course, it's very obvious, but it's not obvious. Because when you're taking the test, number 1, cost, it's empty, nothing is in there, right? There's a gap, you're listening for that. Number 2, advantage, you're listening for it, and by default, you move on to the requirements, and you're still listening for requirements here. But that there's nothing in the box basically means, an empty box means that you should go on. There's nothing in the tape. And you're waiting for the requirements now, and the tape, the recording, goes to number 3, which is the type of ticket, the next type of ticket. Now, of course, in recordings, what happens is that the tape follows. What does the tape do? The recording. It follows the order.
Yes.
It doesn't start with 5, then go to 4, then 3. No, it follows the order here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that's crazy. Who can do that? It's not like a match on TV, like people sit down and watch, oh, and clap for you. It's not like that. It's an actual thing. I mean, it's complicated as it is already. Next, about guessing what to listen for, you can see that right down here. Can you see it? There's another chart here. No more than how many words? 3 words. So in here, what do we see? No more than 3 words. You can buy a book that tells you about the blub blub in the aquarium. About the what in the aquarium? Maybe you're talking about types of fish. Types of fish in the aquarium, right? Or marine life, or... Next is the gift shop is situated next to the name of a place. The aquarium closes at
You need the time. Today, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m. What? The tickets are cheaper when you buy them. Maybe online. When you want to predict,
One thing is also you can use the information you bring to the task. You usually know the tickets, but I told you this is a little bit dangerous too, because I know that tickets should be purchased online. But sometimes this makes me lose the score.
Yeah.
Why? Because I rely on that. Sometimes in the conversation, it's like that too. The other guy says, "Oh, we should buy. If we purchase online, it's going to be cheaper." The other guy says, "No, not here. Here, actually, you cannot purchase online. You have to go a few days in advance, and you have to go in person." So sometimes my knowledge of the world could cause me troubles. Could cause me trouble, including here. It gives you another test tip, and it says, so, I look at this and then look at the other test tip, and hopefully we'll be done with this unit 2. So listening for specific information, of course. The missing words. The words that are not missing give you information. That's how you find the missing words. You know what to listen for. Is it specific detail? Is it a general idea? You have to do them at the same time. It's kind of hard. That's why you have to practice listening for IELTS. You have to practice listening for specific details while you're also getting the big picture. Look, this is extremely important. Some people just listen for detail. And this is the point of that I want to tell you next.